Hello viewers, welcome again to my YouTube channel English for Intermediate Classes. This is Deepak Kumar Best, lecturer, GIC Chaurasan, Chamoli, Uttarakhand. Today we will continue with the second chapter of the book Flamingo, that is Lost Spring. And the second part of that Lost Spring is I Want to Drive a Car, which is a story of a small boy Mukesh. Now continue the next paragraph. Why not organize yourselves into a cooperative? I ask a group of young men who have fallen into the vicious circle of middlemen who trapped their fathers and forefathers. Even if we get organized, we are the ones who will be hauled up by the police, beaten and dragged to jail for doing something illegal. They say, there is no leader among them, no one who could help them see things differently. Their fathers are as tired as they are. They talk endlessly in a spiral that moves from poverty to apathy to greed and to injustice. Now, one day, the writer Anish Jung asks some young people, means young men, why not you organize yourself into a cooperative society? A cooperative. Nowadays, also in our villages, they make a samuh, and all the peasants or all the farmers are cooperated in a samuh. That is a group, and they used to sell their products in that cooperative society, and they get profit from it. So, but here, when the writer asks them to form a cooperative society, then they reply that they will be beaten up by the police for being organized. They will say that it is illegal. Means they are dread of doing something like that because they would be dragged and beaten by the police and sent to jails. And their act would be termed as unlawful or illegal. The writer feels that there is no leader in their society who could show them the right path, who could show them the passage of coming out of the clutches of these middlemen, politicians, and all. And they, young men, were also tired, so tired as their father and their forefathers. They have no courage to think anything of this kind. They have no daring. Next paragraph. Listening to them, I see two distinct worlds. One of the family caught in the web of poverty, burdened by the stigma of caste in which they are born, other a vicious circle of sahukars, the middlemen, the policemen, the keepers of law, the bureaucrats and politicians. Together they have imposed a baggage on the child that he cannot put down. Before he is aware, he accepts it as naturally as his father. To do anything else would mean to dare, and daring is not part of his growing up. When I sense a flash of it in Mukesh, I am cheered. I want to be a mechanic, he repeats. He will go to a garage and learn, but the garage is long way from his home. I will walk, he insists. Do you also dream of flying a plane? He is suddenly silent. No, he says, staring at the ground. In a small murmur, there is an embarrassment that has not yet turned into regret. He is content to dream of cars that he sees hurtling down the streets of his town. Few airplanes fly over Firozabad. And the explanation now. The boy when writer when listen to them, they always means she always sees the two distinct world when she sees the people working in that industries of Firozabad and the people who are living in big cities and the politicians and police, all these. She says there are two kinds of people. One who are caught in the poverty and who are burdened by the stigma of taking birth in a caste which is born for bangle making and which is trapped in the vicious circle, the cruel circle of sahukars, the middlemans, and the police, who are the keepers of law actually, and the bureaucrats and politicians. And they all have made a nexus to trap these children, these people of the lower strata of our society. And they have imposed a baggage on the children which they cannot put down. And what happens when they become adult and they become aware of the things, they accept it as naturally as his father, because they think that this was the profession of their father and it is nothing wrong in continuing the same profession, because to do anything else needs a daring, a strength of mind, a courage which they lacks. They lacks in courage because it is not taught to them in any time in their childhood, in their life. They have never learned anything else than the bangle making. When the writer sends a flash of something, some courage in the eyes of Mukesh when he says, I want to become a motor mechanic, the writer feels very cheerful. She is glad that if at least a little boy has a courage, has a daring to do something else in life than his age-old family profession. He says he will go to garage to learn the work of motor mechanic. Although the garage is a long way from his home, it is far away from his home, but he insists that he will walk there, he will go on foot, and he will learn the profession. Now writer also asks him, do you want to fly a plane as well? Suddenly he is silent because he has no ambition to do such things. No, he says. He says, he straight away replies no, staring the ground. And murmurs something. There is an embarrassment, means a feeling shame, yet he is not feeling regret because he has some hope that he can fulfill his dreams one day. And he is content to dream of cars that he sees hurtling from here to there in his streets, in the streets of Firozabad. And he cannot think of flying aeroplanes as he has not seen any aeroplane flying over the Firozabad. So we people desire of such things which we have seen somewhere at least. That's it for this chapter. In the next video, I will explain you the word, some meanings of some difficult words and phrases in this chapter. Till then, goodbye and thank you.